Dan Rather for the CBS Evening News. See you tomorrow. Good night.
And I'm Kathleen Sullivan. Wednesday, America's love affair with the car.
What influences our buying decisions plus future cars.
Wednesday on CBS This Morning.
This is CBS.
In the local news, at the state AFL-CIO meeting, Burbidge takes another shot at Boise Cascade.
In Bemidji, another labor protest involving another expansion plan and non-union workers.
With a special legislative session looming, we'll look at the winners and losers in the tax bill.
A disgusted coach orders his shell-shocked Vikings to have a team meeting.
Good evening, I'm Debbie Fabian here for Cindy Hilser.
Dave Moore with Matt Balo and Mark Rosen coming up on the 6 p.m. report.
This is your last chance for the lowest price on the best-looking truck in America. Your Viking Land GMC truck dealers have great deals on remaining 89s, plus factory cash back. $1,250 on S15 Jimmys, $1,000 on S15 pickups, and $500 on Safari and full-size vans. Or choose GMAC financing as low as 2.9%, or a free automatic transmission on a GMC Sierra pickup. We still have trucks, and you still have time. See your local Viking Land GMC truck dealer today.
Furnish? Not a day of trouble, ever. Must be a good one.
Must be a Lennox.
It must be.
Get up to a $200 rebate on a Pulse furnace with a high-efficiency cooling system, or choose 0% financing.
Marsh Heating and Air Conditioning offers reliable Lennox equipment, quality installation, and the best service available.
Call Marsh Heating and Air Conditioning today.
Cut your utility bills down to size. Call the energy specialist at Fred Bowden Company.
Quality first, service always. Attaboy, Dave.
Governor Burbidge headed for the podium at a state labor convention today with Boise Cascade on his mind and on his nerves.
WCCO Television presents Dave Moore, Cindy Hilger, Mike Fairborn, and Mark Rosen. This is the 6 p.m. report.
Good evening, everyone. And what appears to be his strongest criticism to date, Governor Burbidge teed off on Boise Cascade again today.
Burbidge says Boise closed the door on local construction jobs when it hired a non-union contractor to build its expansion.
The governor told the delegates to the state AFL-CIO convention, quote, Boise is not one of our better corporate citizens. Bill Hudson is covering the convention in St. Paul and reports further on the governor's speech.
His armband was in support of striking Kentucky coal miners, but his words were for union sympathizers here at home. The governor turned up his criticism of Boise Cascade for abusing tax breaks designed to create local jobs.
That was the intent, and they know the intent of the law. That $16 million tax break was so they employ local people. And I don't have to tell you what's happened since then.
Burbidge reminded labor delegates why the incentives were passed back in 1983.
But those laws weren't made, and all the work that we did with the wood products industry, and there's a whole list, 30-some things we did so they could invest in Minnesota. We did that for Minnesotans, and we didn't do it for Alabamans.
The cut was in reference to the non-union contractor, BE&K, which is building Boise's huge plant expansion.
I don't think Boise cares that they deal with unions. I don't think they particularly care what happens. They just want to get their plant built, and that's all they care about.
Disgust with the Boise situation was evident all around the convention hall. Later in this convention, delegates will have their own chance to turn up the Boise rhetoric. They will vote on 2 resolutions against the company and its non-union contractor. One recommends a boycott of Boise products. The other would fund an informational campaign.
We intend to get that out to the public just to let the public know what Boise says than what Boise does.
Others say it will take a lot more than tough talk to keep this union struggle alive. Bill Hudson, WCCO Television News, St. Paul.
The tough talk notwithstanding, there was little mention of the union rioting September 9th when protesters ransacked and burned a non-union housing camp, producing an estimated $1.3 million in damage.
However, the International Falls Sheriff is encouraged tonight that Boise Cascade is interested in resolving the labor unrest at the plant expansion. Sheriff Bill Elliott received a letter from Boise officials expressing the company's willingness to join a task force to end labor trouble. Elliott proposed last week that the company and labor leaders sit down and discuss ways to end the Wildcat strike.
Several of those who protested at the Boise plant a few weeks ago picked up their cause again today in Bemidji. This morning, about 50 pro-union protesters barricaded an entrance to the Potlatch Corporation's Oxford plant with logs. Hubbard County authorities are called in to remove the logs. The protesters say they're rallying against the use of non-union labor by Potlatch at that plant's $40 million expansion project. The workers say they want the non-union workers fired. Potlatch officials say they'll continue to operate on a merit basis with union and non-union workers. The Adolph Coors Company announced today the acquisition of Stroh's Brewery for $425 million. That deal includes a Stroh's plant in St. Paul, which employs 400 people and manufactures 14 brands for Stroh's. It's not known what effect the Coors sale will have on the St. Paul Stroh's plant, one of 6 such plants across the country. Today's agreement makes Coors the nation's third largest brewer, behind Anheuser-Busch and Miller. G. Heilemann of La Crosse takes third, and Coors' old position at number 4, I should say. And if you're keeping track, Pabst of Milwaukee is the 5th largest brewery in the country.
Minnesota lawmakers got their first look today at who wins and who loses in the controversial property tax plan unveiled last week. And Republicans again today threatened to delay this week's special session until they have more time to study details of the bill, which they say is being, quote, railroaded through the Capitol. Pat Kessler reports.
Like any tax bill, there are winners and losers. The political trick is deciding who gets how much. A $100,000 home in Minneapolis, for example, gets a $97 tax cut next year. The same home in Eden Prairie gets a tax cut of $221. Other winners, apartment owners. A $1 million building in St. Paul gets a tax cut of nearly $3,600. And a business property in Egan could get a cut of nearly $1,100. It's not the tax cuts that Republicans are upset about. They want more time to figure out who's getting the big tax hikes.
And we're going to see what's in this. We're going to hold this up to the light and see what's in it. And if that makes us bad guys, so be it. But we're going to know what we vote on before we vote on this one.
And make no mistake, there are losers. Lake cabins may get a property tax hike of 8.5%. Residential homes worth more than $100,000, a tax hike of at least 6.6%. And utilities face a tax hike of 5.6%, which they say they'll pass along to customers. Democrats confirm the arithmetic, but say Republicans haven't offered anything better.
Republican ideas are blank, that they don't have plans, they don't have proposals, that their hour is negative, they don't have positive programs and constructive comments.
Despite the controversy over how the bill was written, it's going to be a hard one to vote against. And despite all of the harsh words here today, the people who run this place say they hope to be home by Friday night. Pat Kessler, WCCO Television News.
Governor Rudy Purpich is expected to officially declare a special session for next Wednesday, but that pronouncement is not expected until sometime tomorrow.
Coming up on the 6 p.m. report, a young boy with leukemia gets something he's always wanted, a ride in a helicopter.
And later, a Minneapolis hotel scratches its accommodations for pro basketball.
Say goodbye to dry hair with Nexus Therapy Shampoo and Humectress Moisture Potion. Together, they turn dry, brittle hair into beautiful hair. Try Therapy and Humectress and say goodbye to dry hair.
Only in the night.
It's the one that gets used. U.S. West Direct.
Tonight on Midwest Sports Channel, the Twins try to hang the White Sox out to dry. Catch Twins Ticket at 7, followed by the game only on MSC.
Now the Toro and Wheel Horse are one company. We're announcing an offer so incredible, people are taking it sitting down. With nothing down and no payments or interest till April, people are sitting down on new Toro Wheel Horse riders. They're sitting down on new Toro Wheel Horse lawn and garden tractors, and they're sitting down without paying anything till April 1990. So don't just sit there. Get to your Toro Wheel Horse dealer before all the seats are taken.
See these and other participating dealers in the Yellow Pages for details.
Officials have released the blood test results of some Brooklyn Park children and adults who live or go to school near the water tower there. The blood tests were ordered after parents complained that a nearby sandblasting project at the water tower was spreading lead paint dust into the Birch Grove Elementary schoolyard. Children and pregnant women tested have no traces of lead poisoning in their blood, according to those health reports. The Pollution Control Agency continues to test soil samples, and those results are expected back in a few weeks.
Wisconsin Governor Tommy Thompson said today an agreement has been tentatively renewed to allow Wisconsin and Minnesota students to attend universities in the neighboring states at tuition rates comparable to their home state. The reciprocity agreement will be renewed through 1998, pending approval of Wisconsin education officials. More than 16,000 Minnesota and Wisconsin students were covered by that agreement. Some local students learned the lesson of their lives when Hurricane Hugo blew through the Virgin Islands last week. Nicole Selstad and Juliet Roberts will be returning to the Twin Cities tomorrow because their school was blown apart in that hurricane. The University of St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands might be in operation again by November, and the two say, yes, they will return when they can.
Very good. Today was a very special day for Erik Zielke of Rice, Minnesota. Erik has leukemia, but he's not allowing his illness to stop him from flying high. And thanks to the Army, flying high is precisely how Erik spent this day. Erik has a lot in common with other 6-year-old boys. He plays Nintendo, fights with his little sister, and marvels at airplanes and helicopters. Confined to a wheelchair, he knows he probably won't live to see his 7th birthday. With his parents' help, Erik is making the most of each day.
He sees the helicopters fly over our house on their way up to Camp Ripley, and after hearing them pound and seeing them come through, he wondered why we couldn't take a ride on one, so we got busy in trying to figure out how to do that.
Erik's desire to fly brought him to the Army Aviation Facility at Holman Field.
When something like this comes along where we get a chance to show a young man exactly what a helicopter is like, give him a chance to get a ride in a helicopter, we just sort of jumped the chance to do it. It just kind of makes us all feel good.
Once in the air, he spotted the University of Minnesota, where he's gone for treatment. But another landmark impressed him the most.
He's interested in the Metrodome, thought it looked like a big giant pillow, wondered if we could jump on it and be all right.
When the 20-minute flight ended, the helicopter kid fielded questions.
What was the most fun about it, Erik?
Talking.
Got a little thing here on the headset?
Yeah.
In addition to fond memories of his flight, Erik will be taking home a special catch, a set of Army wings and a letter awarding him the title of Honorary Army Navigator. Days like today, which make Erik's illness easier for him to handle.
Oh, little trips like this definitely do, yeah. It gives us something to look forward to, something that's a fun trip instead of going to a clinic.
Last year, Erik and his family visited Disney through the Make-A-Wish program. After chemotherapy and a bone marrow transplant had failed, Erik's doctors decided to stop fighting the leukemia and concentrate on alleviating Erik's pain.
Automotive experts say this is probably the best time of the past 5 years to buy a new car. And your Heartland Chevy dealer is the best place with fabulous deals
incentives, fabulous savings on every Chevrolet car. Choose your model. Selection is fabulous, but experts say the longer you wait, the fewer the choices. See the Chevy dealer nearest you today. Your Heartland Chevrolet dealer. We prove the experts right.
Check out the savings.
There's so much on sale.
Plenty of this.
And plenty of that.
It's the sale of plenty at Mills Fleet Farm.
Save now at Fleet Farm on a bumper crop of specials.
Dickies men's uniform work sets are made tough to work as hard as you do. Matching shirts or pants, your choice, just $9.99 each.
Or choose the classic good fit of men's Lee Rider jeans. Straight leg or bootcut styles, only $15.99.
So shop now for an abundance of bargains.
It's time to harvest the sale of plenty at Mills Fleet Farm.
Now the Toro and Wheel Horse are one company. We're announcing an offer so incredible, people are taking it sitting down. With nothing down and no payments or interest till April, people are sitting down on new Toro Wheel Horse riders. They're sitting down on new Toro Wheel Horse lawn and garden tractors, and they're sitting down without paying anything till April 1990. So don't just sit there. Get to your Toro Wheel Horse dealer before all the seats are taken.
See these and other participating dealers in the Yellow Pages for details.
Irma Bombeck. She's bringing incredible insights and even humor to stories of children fighting cancer. Meet her and the kids next time.
Tuesday at 8.
I want to know why Metro allowed it to go on.
On Inside Edition, it was a televised nightmare, but was security tuned in?
Tuesday night at 10:35 on Channel 4.
This is certainly a spectacular time of the year for getting out for a walk, or you like to play tennis.
More to come, I'm sure.
Many more. This was a beautiful day outside. Did you get an opportunity to get out and enjoy it?
Mm-hmm. How about you?
I didn't too much today, but we'll have a couple more. So
How about
anybody
this guy?
who
Let's hear it.
this guy got a chance to.
Or
The water makes it a little cold for some, but not everybody, I guess. The high temperature in the Twin Cities, 66. The low this morning was 43. Those temperatures 1 degree below normal. So a typical fall day out there. No rainfall. Currently it is clear and 60 degrees. The RH 39%. We have a north breeze at 14. The dew point 35, and the barometer right now is rising. It's been a beautiful fall day across the entire upper Midwest. 50s in northern Minnesota, 60s over the southern part of the state. Right now 63 in Redwood Falls, 65 down in Rochester, and the 70s not too far away. 72 down in Mason City right now. Also Waterloo down in Sioux City, Iowa. We are not going to see 70s for the next day or so, but it looks like temperatures should continue to be very mild. The leading edge of some cold air passed overhead early this morning. It also brought a few clouds with it. Those clouds have moved on, and skies have for the most part cleared out across the entire upper Midwest. The reason those skies are clear, high pressure continues to make its way down towards the 5-state area. The leading edge of that cold air right now stretching through southern Wisconsin and back to Iowa. As this high pressure moves in, we'll continue to have the northerly winds for most of the rest of this evening. And as this high pressure center gets the closest to us, which should be tomorrow morning, that'll be the coldest morning when you get up. Tomorrow, then things should gradually start to warm up. Of course, it's still dry. We're in a very dry fall weather pattern right now. For the first time in a couple days, though, we're starting to see some rain showers right now back in Oregon and western California. And they are still getting rain down in the southeast over much of the southeastern U.S. Jacksonville had 11.5 inches of rain yesterday, still raining there. Flash flood watches are out tonight for the Florida Panhandle, also for later tonight for parts of Delaware, eastern Pennsylvania, and even southern New Jersey. So lots of rain along the east coast. They'll continue to get rain through tomorrow. Rain won't be our problem here. We'll continue to have the lack of rain as that high pressure moves down towards the southeast. This little trough of low pressure right here in the eastern Rockies, this is the next possibility for any showers. That won't be until Friday if we do get them, and if we get them, they'll be very light. So we're not looking for any precipitation for the rest of the week, so you will need to water your lawns and shrubs. And temperatures very mild once again to our remaining 60s, but a big push of 70s and 80s out to our west. Some of this warmth will make it into Minnesota towards the middle of the week, but until then it's going to be cool. The forecast for the Twin Cities tonight, clear and cool with some scattered frost around. We'll have a low of 35 in the metro area, light winds tonight. Then for tomorrow, it'll be sunny, not quite as warm, with a high of 63 and a southeast wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then for tomorrow night, plenty of good star watching conditions. We'll have clear skies and a low temperature of 41, not as cold by tomorrow night. And then sunny, warmer on Wednesday, becoming windy with a high of 69. And for the period Thursday through Saturday, it's going to stay dry. Temperatures still warm on Thursday with a high of 72. Friday and Saturday, we're looking for temperatures to be mainly in the 60s. Overnight lows will be right around 46 on Thursday, cooling into the 30s for Friday and for Saturday. So it looks like actually through the rest of the month, we may be dry.
All right, so keep watering.
That's a very good idea.
Yes.
Coming up on Mark Rosen's sports report, the aftermath of an embarrassing Vikings defeat and the latest on the sorry kicking situation, as Jerry Burns looks to make some improvements.
Your Jeep Eagle dealers just doubled your savings. We've doubled your cashback savings during Double Cashback Days. Now, get $2,000 cash back direct from Chrysler on Eagle Premier. Get $1,000 back on Eagle Summit. Or get $1,000 back on Jeep Cherokee. Plus, you can save with factory-to-dealer incentives. So hurry. With savings like these, everything's going to go double fast. See your Great Northern Jeep Eagle dealers, where you can expect the best.
Everybody knows that milk for babies, so charming, disarming, whatever they do. Everybody knows that milk's for babies, and wouldn't you know it, baby, milk's for you. Soft baby skin, strong baby bones, right baby smile, and great muscle tone. Wouldn't you know it, baby, milk's for you. It's a health tip, baby.
Express mail from your post office has a whole fleet of 727.
We deliver.
A guaranteed morning delivery.
We deliver.
And an overnight price of just $8.75.
We deliver.
Speed, convenience, price. It's a package only we can deliver. Express mail from your postal service.
We deliver for you.
The gold necklace, please. It's a gorgeous piece. I know. I've had my eye on it for quite a while. You know, it's one of my... Oh, please, go ahead. Well, sometimes I think you just have to. So, you don't have to wrap it. You'd like to wear it?
When you really want to treat yourself,
Absolutely.
nothing makes you feel as good as gold.
From Gold Diggers.
I don't know what more I can say. They said all along there's a hell of a long ways between having great players and having a great team, and we're certainly going to know a great team. I don't know who we can beat.
That face and that voice told the whole story. I don't even need to know the score.
Oh, it was a fun time in the locker room yesterday after the game.
Yeah, it was. Mr. Gloom.
Yeah. You know, when you talk about the Viking problems, they are certainly plentiful right now because their offense has scored 2 touchdowns in a couple of weeks. Their defense has given up a lot of yards, and the kicking game. And if Teddy Garcia is sacrificed as a scapegoat for 2 straight pathetic performances, Vikings management will have to answer a difficult question. Why was this guy signed in the first place? They knew what they were getting. The guy hit 6 of 13 field goals last year and missed 5 of 16 point-after touchdowns before losing his job in New England. Given those stats, the 1 for 5 field goal performance this year is actually less surprising than Steady Teddy's perfect 8 for 8 on point-afters. Garcia explained off-camera this afternoon that he's gone through this before, that he's taking his kicks too seriously and not having fun and relaxing. He spent some time alone on this practice field trying to get in the right frame of mind, but time is running out.
Well, we're still haven't arrived at a final decision about our kicking game. We'll make that decision by tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Burns said it's very possible that some place kickers and punters will get a look tomorrow. In fact, Burns joked that anyone who's laced on shoes and is still alive could have a shot. Teams not playing up to their potential often hold a team meeting to air out their frustrations. The Vikings held one of those meetings this afternoon at the request of Jerry Burns.
As far as pointing fingers, I don't think any player is pointing at the coaches or the coaches pointing at the players. You know, players will make a mistake, a coach might make a bad call, but that has nothing to do with really the total outcome of the game.
By the way, Henry Thomas and Randall McDaniel suffered knee injuries in that game yesterday and are not expected to play against Tampa on Sunday. Well, after getting outscored 92-10 in the first 2 games, the Pittsburgh Steelers were looking for some respect. They earned it yesterday.
It just gives us tremendous confidence. After the last 2 weeks, we stunk up the place both times.
The biggest thing that we felt that we had to do as a team was stick together as a team, and that's what we did.
Football sometimes comes down to 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and whoever wants it the most. I think we wanted it the most today, and it's going to give us some confidence for the rest of the year. I'm fired up.
No argument there. Mark Tenorti's status remains uncertain. The North Stars defenseman met with the NHL front office today. Tenorti and general manager Jack Ferrara were called on the carpet because of this incident Tuesday night at Met Center. Tenorti cross-checked Al Secord of Chicago and hit him again when he was on the ice. A suspension is expected, but an announcement won't be made until tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, at Mendakota Country Club, other North Stars were signing autographs and playing a little golf in the annual Bill Masterton Classic. Mike Modano showed some pretty good form off the tee here. Not bad for the North Stars' #1 pick. Goalie John Casey looked on and had a few laughs at the expense of his teammates like Brian Bellows. Oddly enough, Bellows looks like a hockey player playing golf there. Brian, work on that swing. I should talk. And the Twins in Chicago tonight, David, some great matchups in baseball. The Cubs, Oakland, San Francisco, among other teams trying to clinch it in the next couple days.
If nothing else, the Steelers have the most rhythmical passing combination. Bubby Bishop and Louis Lips. That's nice.
It does sing, doesn't it?
I like that. Thank you. Coming up next on the 6 p.m. report, special hotel rooms for people like Mark Rosen. Those who are big and tall, specifically those who play pro basketball.
I love good food, but I know I should eat healthy. Then after my heart attack, my wife Josie proved something to me. Good-tasting food can be healthy. And that's what inspired Healthy Choice.
Introducing Healthy Choice frozen dinners. Truly delicious meals, low in fat, sodium, and cholesterol, so they can help you keep your heart healthy.
That Josie. She's always a step ahead of me. You think she's after my job?
Listen to your heart. Make a healthy choice.
Through the years, people have come to depend on Blue Cross to help make things better. And while much has changed, the importance of caring never will. It's why we started here over half a century ago.
Cross Blue Shield.
And why we're still here today. Listening. Learning. Working together. You may not always see the care behind the card, but you can't miss the feeling it brings.
Really care behind the card.
We need a 4-bedroom house with a gymnasium. I need to recapture my youth. My youth is gone out the door with my shag carpeting. She doesn't like when I put my arm up there.
First Minnesota, taking the family into account.
No, I'm not considering turning all the finances over to Jennifer. I think we do very well together rather than just one.
First Minnesota, taking the family into account.
This is a recipe for love. New Cheese Lovers Plus. Blend an abundance of 3 alluring cheeses. Add 2 irresistible toppings, your choice. And what you get is 1 provocative pizza. Get all this love for only $8.99. Or get twice the affection for just $4 more. New Cheese Lovers Plus from Pizza Hut. The name says it all.
That's really sweet.
Weekdays.
Well, you are probably aware of the lengths to which the Twin Cities went to snare the Super Bowl.
But what hotel has gone to greater lengths to accommodate professional basketball teams than the Minneapolis Hyatt? Hyatt will be housing 15 of the Timberwolves' opponents this year. So to accommodate the players' 6'5" average height, it is bringing in special oversized California king beds with 5 inches of additional legroom. Not only that, it's raising the shower heads 8 to 10 inches. 7'4" minute bowl will appreciate that. It also will be raising the roof, so to speak. A tall order for thinking big. That's tonight's 6 p.m. report.
Good night.
Honey,
Your newspaper TV listings are good for some things. Ask any member of the family.
That's it.
But if you want the best broadcast and cable listings available, pick up TV Guide. You'll have the complete breakdown on sports, movies, soaps, plus close-ups on programs you won't want to miss. Get your own